The basic flaw I see in this reasoning is that the argument is about the disparity and therefore it is about the gap between the rich and the poor. And the example the minister has given is that now the poor are able to afford something that they could not afford earlier. But still, the gap may have remained the same or it may have increased. That is the main flaw in the argument. That it gives only one example is not the main flaw. It is from a finance point of view, so that it highlights only financial aspect is fair. This is not a correct flaw answer choice. This is a trap that it fails to address the changes in buying power. One would think that you've talked about the change in the life of the poor, also talk about the change in the life of rich, and therefore this is a fine choice. This is not hitting the nail on its head. Even if the author had talked about it, that it would have been quite difficult to determine the change in the gap. The delta is what is important, the gap between the financial status of the rich and the poor. I cannot eliminate it, but I hope that there would be a stronger choice somewhere. While this may be true, this does not qualify as an inherent flaw. Inherent flaw has to be a lot more basic. Another fine choice, but this is not going to be the right choice. This is too weak in nature. This is what we're talking about. It fails to consider that economic disparity is about the difference. That is the buzz term, rather than the difference in economic status of the same layer. That is the most important part. The mistake that the minister is committing is that he is comparing the difference between the status of same layer over two different points in time. What he needs to do is to compare the gaps, not the same layer with itself. This is the inherent flaw. This is just too correct. Even if you liked C or D, you cannot eliminate option E. If you chose C or D, that means you did not read option E too closely. Always make sure on the GMAT that you eliminate 4 choices. The one that you cannot eliminate is the right answer choice.